Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Pete from Pete on the AT. I think it's day 92 of my Appalachian Trail through hike. It's Saturday, June 15th. Got up, I stayed at a shelter last night. It's about 4 miles from a town called Boiling Springs. So I'm gonna get moving there. I've got to do a little resupply and maybe get a little lunch if the restaurants are open, and then I have another, I think 14 miles. I think today is going to be an 18 or 19 mile day. It's supposed to be warm again, and so I'll be sweating a good bit. Last night I was at the shelter. I had the shelter by myself, but a southbound kind of weekend hiker was there, and it was nice to have a little bit of company. She tented at one of the tent sites, but it was nice to be able to have a little conversation and be able to talk to somebody yesterday evening. Let's see, my clothes, underwear, socks, shorts, shirt, we're just soaking wet with sweat. And what I do is, when I get to camp, I change into my sleeping clothes or my dry clothes, which is just, a pair of shorts and a long sleeve t-shirt. And I put my wet clothes under my mattress, and during the night, the heat of my body and the wood that my clothes are laying on, kind of between those two things, it kind of soaks the moisture out of my clothes. So they are actually semi-dry this morning, which if you just leave them hanging up in the shelter, they won't dry because of the air being so humid. But if you put them underneath your mattress and let the warmth in the wood do its trick, it does it. So anyway, it was nice putting on semi-dry clothes this morning. Okay, so got a lot of uphill today, and I think then in the afternoon I have some pasture walking. So, and I'll share all that with you later on in the next videos. All right, see you down the trail. Okay, so I've been climbing for about 1.5 miles, and just want to give you an example of where John Paul got his name, chasing the light chaser. Is, when you're trying to get up to a summit, you're looking for that light up there, knowing that you're almost at the top and it's going to be then either flat or downhill. So this is kind of where John Paul got his name. When we were going through the roller coaster, it was just up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, and he was always chasing, light chasing, and this is the light that he was chasing. So just want to give you an example of where he got his name from. So this little monument is at the top of the summit that I was pointing out to everybody. It says Center Point Knob, And it's a backpacker, obviously. Great big piece of granite that it's mounted on. It's very pretty, great. I mean, it would have a spectacular view if all the trees weren't in the way. And so I'm at the top of the mountain, and I'm just gonna start heading north along the ridge. It's always a little bit weird emerging from the woods because the landscape is just so different. You know, because you're just walking, you know, you see what it's like when I'm walking through the woods and I videotape. Then when you emerge, it's not like a butterfly coming out of a cocoon, but it is kind of gives you a little bit of that sensation, especially when you're coming out into a wide open pasture. But I think today I've got a lot of pasture hiking, which makes, you know, for a flat day for the most part, but it also allows the sun to beat down on you. So we'll see how things go. Heading into Boiling Spring here pretty soon, and so you'll get a little glimpse of that town when I come through it. Kind of weird, but it was the sun is beating down on me coming through this field, so I thought I'd show you a shadow. I generally don't see a shadow of myself because, you know, we're in the woods, mainly in the shade, so I thought I'd be a little artistic. Not much, but a little. It's kind of interesting. You know, big field, maybe, I don't know if it's 100 acres, but got soybean, you got hay, and then you got corn, all in one big field. I don't know that I've ever seen that before, but my brother-in-laws might have. But their corn is definitely knee-high by 4th of July, that's for sure. It's a beautiful little, basically a duck pond, but the water is perfectly clear. It might be spring fed, but it's just coming into Boiling Springs. It's not, that little lake was not very deep, so you could do like little kayaks or flat bottom boats, but that'd be it. It's a children's lake is what they call it. All right, so I'm walking to the grocery store. A real cute town. There's a beautiful stone house that I want to show you, just right up here on the right. Oh, you got a cannon. I don't know which way it's pointing. South, I would imagine. But look how beautiful this little stone house is. Just gorgeous, and the landscaping is just wonderful. Right on the lake, which is just what a beautiful setting for a house in the middle of town. You know, just this is like one of the side main streets, but just a ton of, you know, old, neat style architecture in this little town. Everything is really well kept up. Now these folks really do a nice job of keeping their barns up. That is really amazing. I mean, it's, you know, got the windows, and that is just one well-preserved barn. Wow. Now this is a guy who loves the lawn and his trees because he's got both. I mean, it's a beautiful lawn, and it's just trees everywhere. Never really seen a lawn with so many trees and such a nice, nice full lawn. Wow, kudos to this guy. Doing a little road walking. I think this is Route 83. You see a sign, so it must be real close to a town called Carlisle, there to the west. But you know, I've been in and out of the woods, in and out of fields, a lot of pasture hiking, some road hiking. But I know there's a mountain ahead of us right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm gonna zoom in. So that mountain range, that's that's where I'm going tonight. So I'm supposed to be able to see a power line, and then the shelter is basically right on the top of that mountain. So, and that's where I'm staying tonight. And it's looks like I've got about another 5 miles to go, which looks about right to get up to the top. I'm coming across this river, and it's about the size and depth of the Shenandoah, and there are people kayaking, and there's families out there playing and fishing, and you know, my daughter, one of them, just said that summer's not going to be the same without me there, and I get it. But it's just, it's one summer, but this really, hits home to me, just because of everything that I would be normally doing on the Shenandoah. I'm just not going to be doing that this summer. So right when we crossed over the bridge, we had a little trail magic, and it was some cheese pizza and cold water, and it was just perfect. The bridge was right there. We turned the corner, and boom, trail magic. So this is not a little snake. He's just kind of sunning himself on this log, but gosh, if he uncoiled himself, he'd be pretty good size. I'm glad he's up there and not down on the path, because he would take up a good chunk of real estate. And I don't know if he's a black snake, or I guess he's a black snake. It doesn't look like he's got much white on this bottom. I wonder what that big white building is way over there. Probably an Amazon distribution center. But this is really the only view that we've had for a day or two. So, but it's very pretty. Nice. It's the Cumberland Valley, I believe. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Just kind of wrapping up day 91 or 92 of my Appalachian Trail through hike. It was a special day. Did 20 miles, and a lot of it was flat, which was wonderful. But I got trail magic 2 times in one day. So you saw the pizza and water there in the middle of the day, and then a man and 2 of his young sons hiked up and brought beer up to the campsite, which was awesome. So another little bit of trail magic. So I was super excited about that. All right, just wrapping up the day, and I will see you on the trail tomorrow.